That moment when being born just 4 inches to the left of your brothers and sisters can be the difference between life and death. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Last time, we reached the Lanayru province and made it through the mines. The Lanayru mines to be exact. It sounds rather redundant now that I say it out loud. This time, we find ourselves in the main melting pot, teehee, of Lanayru Desert. And we also know that Zelda's aura is over by that altar. I almost said it was over by that aura, but I wouldn't have technically been wrong. I just would have been redundant twice in a row, being redundant with my redundancy. So, how about we get things started over here by just heading out into the desert, and we have a bit of a new mechanic. These cacti. Much to the dismay of my well-being, they obey some rather wonky physics and just kind of swing around all over the place. It might look kind of funny, but in truth, it's a lot more painful than it is funny. I didn't think these things really had any purpose. Oh, abort mission, abort mission, abort mission, abort mission, abort mission. Get that. Tumbleweed. This is a material that has been eluding us for so long, and it's necessary to upgrade so many things. This is quite possibly the most erratic material in how it spawns in. It'll just be tumbling around through the desert, rolling on its way. But even though it does have defined spawn points, I've had times where I do walk past it, and yet nothing really seems to happen. I don't seem to get it anyway. It's very erratic in how it spawns in, and even though I know that there are strategies you can do to grind them, they're probably going to be the material you're going to be hurting for the most. Oh my god, get it. If it crashes into that wall, it disappears. Good, okay, got 2 of them. That's a very good start. Also, yeah, new enemy. This guy is doing like this flashy, showy attack over here, and we don't even see him. This is an Ampilus. I'd like to actually do Fi's bio on it really quick. Yeah, just kind of stare down at my knees. These monsters have inhabited the desert for eons. Their defining characteristic is an ability to internally generate electrical energy. It is also said they live to a very old age. Their shells are able to disperse weight surprisingly well, allowing them to safely traverse desert sink sand. Perhaps these guys outlived what happened on the surface all those years ago, unlike the robots that do this. So, you hit them with your shield bash. This is probably the first instance where it's extremely helpful to you to have a wooden shield instead of an iron shield, as they would zap you if you would try to shield bash them that way. Also, I want to show this while I have my net out. Oh, I switched my beetle. People have been telling me that... No. People were telling me that if I picked up materials that have already been explained to me with the bug net, it wouldn't re-explain things to me, and I wanted to show that off. But as you can see right there, it still happened. So we have yet another unnecessary explanation of a material that I have already seen, and I didn't have a way of going through it. People have also been telling me that the beetle works that way, and we'll try that out next time that we see a material that we've already gotten that's not a tumbleweed, of course, because that would just be silly to do that. Also, when it comes... Oh my god! Yes, barely! That was... Again, with rare materials being common for me, and common materials being rare for me. This is probably the least trouble I've ever had with the tumbleweed. We've barely even started on this area. This is fantastic. That is more tumbleweeds than I thought I was going to get across my whole visit. My guess was I was going to get 2 in my entire visit to this place. As I was saying, though, before I got interrupted by a tumbleweed, I get the feeling it's going to be a running thing as we go through here. I'm pretty bad at shield bashing these guys. I know that they telegraph their movements to you, and they should be pretty easy, but I just always have trouble with it personally. It's one of those things that's not as hard as it should be. It just is. If you want to deal with Ampilus a lot easier, before they see you, you can hit them with your slingshot to get off an easy hit. Also, there's these guys over here. I finally have a chance to catch you in the iron grip of my bug net. Sand cicada. We missed these as soon as we showed up to the Lanayru Desert, but we got another chance. Larvae of these bugs stay underground for 10 years or longer. No bug is harder to catch. Boy, do I ever know that to be the truth. That is the final bug that we are going to find in this world. It's all repeats from here on out, I know. I kind of wish there were more of them, and there are definitely areas we haven't explored yet, so I do kind of wish that maybe they made more of them, but hey. Got that. We got our final bug right there. Got a lot of new materials. We were just rolling in new materials, actually, this time around, so I'm very pleased with how this is starting off. I guess praise Lanayru Desert, and it shall praise you back. That is the way of the desert. I would say it giveth you life, and it taketh away, though, but really all deserts do is taketh away. If you vault up here, you can get a chest, and more often than not, if there is a slope like that, you can get up it even if it doesn't quite look like it. Tumbleweed. I like that. Might as well, it could come in handy. Might as well take it with you. You have no idea how helpful that is. I'm just kind of imagining a scenario where Link is expecting something exciting to happen, but then just a tumbleweed is like rolling around in the chest instead of like some kind of great treasure. Yes, Fi, thank you. Yeah, alright, sure. Yeah, thanks for that. I guess to be fair, she is kind of laying dormant in the sword while we're doing this though, so she wouldn't know that we already know these things, so yeah, I guess maybe give her the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, tumbleweeds, they're that one material that you're likely to have trouble with. They're so erratic in how they spawn, you need them to upgrade so many things all at the same time. And it feels like you need so many more of them than you can ever get, and grinding them up takes so long. So it is kind of that one material that if you see it, make a beeline for it, because you probably aren't going to get another chance for a while. Can't hop up there. Just making sure. Now, can I hit that 3 or no? I can't. Doing a step isn't doing anything. I always get it wrong, thinking that a bomb is going to activate a time shift stone. I mean, when a lowly little pebble from my slingshot causes a lot of slowdown, wow, you can see how I would think that. It doesn't make any sense to me how your sword does and your slingshot does, but that doesn't. Help, Zert! We have a particularly frustrating new enemy. These are Technoblins. I said that a little bit before it came up. These bokoblins wield sophisticated weaponry created by an ancient and highly evolved civilization that existed thousands of years ago for some reason. If you're struck with the discharge from one of their electrical weapons, you may become paralyzed. These creatures also wear the latest in bokoblin fashion. You have defeated 0 of this type of enemy. Yes. So, if you swing your sword carelessly at them and they counter you... Oh, I actually did it right there. I wasn't meaning to. I was meaning to show that they will stun you, and they are quite dangerous. Same thing applies for all others. Hit them with a Skyward strike to knock them over and do a finisher. They are really not that bad when you do that. Remember that you do have your slingshot if you're having other trouble. He dropped a gold... Oh my god, he dropped a gold skull. Another thing about them is that they can't leave the area of a time shift stone, as you're seeing right here, so you can safely attack them from a... No! No! I didn't think that was gonna despawn. I thought I had time. No. And oh, that's a slap. He went outside the area with like 1 second left until he died, so I have no way of ever knowing what he was going to drop. Thanks for that. Can't complain too much though. Thank you, Zert. If you hadn't come along, they would have sucked all the electricity out of me, Verm. He doesn't have to know that we were a couple thousand years too late to stop that when speaking in the present time. Oh, look at that, Zerp. You have a beetle. It appears to be an older model of Lanayru fabrication. As thanks for saving me, I will upgrade that for you. Swoop! Give it here for a second. Fwing! Sparkle, sparkle. The frickin' awesome beetle just got twice as frickin' awesome. We have the hook beetle. The big pinchers enable you to pick up and carry things with it. As if this wasn't a cool enough item already. Well, I already got the point across. But you understand. You can also press Z while carrying an object to look down and drop your cargo. Bombs away. I've added a pincher modification so you can grab things. Bert. Be careful out there, Zert. Yeah, I'll be careful not to Bert in public. Well, we have a pretty cool item here. I gotta know what's in that. I'm willing to bet it's just rupees though, but I gotta know what's in that. I was curious, and besides, I feel like I gotta make up for the fact that I didn't get that gold skull. Not that I'm really hurting for those, mind you, but yeah, I'm just making up excuses at this point. It is just rupees. I definitely need to restock on bombs, so let's do that real quick. With our bombs replenished, let's get into the meat and potatoes of using our hook beetle. Should we approach a bomb flower that's growing somewhere, usually out of reach, we can hook onto it. When you press Z, you will automatically slow down, allowing you to very easily and accurately drop something. It will show you where it's going to go beforehand, and you blow up more sarcophaguses by doing this. And actually, on that note, it's kind of depressing to think about the situation here. The fact that these robots, they were created to do mining activities in this region, and the civilization ended. Like, the world ended down here thousands of years ago when they were still active. Because they're robots, when you activate the time shift stones, they're not aware of anything that's happened. They think that things are just carrying on business as usual, and it's just another day of doing their jobs. They also don't seem to notice anything outside the time shift stones. Just imagining them working endlessly, not aware that the world has already ended down here, and that civilization was not able to start back up again, and there isn't really a whole lot of life around this area. And they're working basically for no one because any sort of operation that was going on down here is gone now and all the people involved are dead. It's surprisingly sad, actually. Like, for little goofy-looking robots that make funny sounds, when you really stop and think about it, I always thought it's kind of sad. Yeah. In addition to the uses that we have for the hook beetle, on a brighter note, murder. Yes, you can murder with the hook beetle because that is such a bright topic. We can go over this way and run into a tree branch that causes it to spontaneously combust. No, what I was wanting to say is we hook onto this, go up over it, look down, bombs away. A lot of enemies that are going to be a problem in the future, you can send your beetle ahead to scout just to make sure that you're going to be able to get through the area fine. If there's any sort of area of quicksand where you're going to be like going around a corner and you can't really get a clear idea of what it is, you'll want to send your beetle ahead to scout just so you can get things done a lot easier and a lot quicker and just a lot safer in general. Of course, that heart stays there for a while. Wow, items, you know, I never noticed it until now, but I was about to make the mistake that I was mentioning last time, that you always think that you have more that you can totally make that with the stamina you have, but you don't account for how slow you're actually going to move. But anyway, I never really noticed how fast items disappear after that point. Like, just, they don't blink for long. A goddess plume right there. Rumors say this item was dropped by the goddess in a long forgotten area. It's a legendary treasure few will ever behold. Well, people might have searched lives to have seen this thing, but I've already seen it twice. Yeah, I'm just that lucky. Doing great with the materials, though. Again, I really can't complain too much about the Golden Skull incident, even though this is like my 5th time bringing it up, so I guess maybe I am complaining about it anyway. Got a digging spot. First one of these we've seen in quite a while. Got me a green rupee. Got another green rupee. Yeah. If you do recall digging spot X from a while ago, don't worry, we are going to be back to go see that fairly soon. It's just that it's not really convenient for us to go there right now. When we see what that has for us, yeah, it'll make a lot more sense. So if you're wondering why, or when doing my preparations, I didn't go and do that, now that we have the digging mitts, that would be why. Let's chop all that grass down. And this guy over here, these guys are annoying. They drop rocks on you from above from their oh-so-adorable pelican bills. But what you can do is drop a bomb on them from above or just ram into them. That was a rather gruesome death. Oh, red rupee, yes. These guys will always drop red rupees when defeated. So if you ever see them, it's definitely worth your time to do. Also, we have 900 rupees. I see a revisit to Beetle's air shop in the very near future, because that will definitely be worth our time. Gonna hit that again. And get some Deku Seeds for my troubles. I'm so glad it doesn't re-explain Deku Seeds every time. That would be enough to make me actually start disliking the slingshot, but thankfully that's not the case. Whenever you see these guys over that, whenever you see these guys like over quicksand, it can also be of use to do that. Remember, you can also roll your bombs. He's gonna attack me anyway. Yeah, he is. Is that still gonna blow up? Yes, it is! Yeah, bombs are also a way that you can deal with them after stunning them if you need to defeat them from a distance. Skyward Strike should also do the trick, but you definitely have options when fighting Ampilus, and they're not quite as annoying as they come off as in first glance. Throw that over there. Deal with him, have that explode on contact. Yeah, why can't you explode on contact on Ampilus, huh? Yeah. Grab you. Somehow, I highly doubt I'm going to get anything useful over here. 4 of these Lanayru ants. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Don't gimme that text box. Now we can raise the counter. It's really weird though. I don't know like why people were saying that like the bug net could get around those text boxes though, because I'm catching bugs, which are collectibles with it. Of course, you guys can walk over that quicksand and still move around fine, but I can't. Yeah, that's fair. All because you guys are tiny and don't weigh much. It's discrimination, you know. I'm just kind of, I'm sorry. It bugs me when I can't do that. It bugs me. I'll stop. Let's throw a bomb at you. Or throw a bomb relatively close to you, maybe. Get you. Nope. Okay, well, this is going to stun him anyway. In areas like this where you do have to use the Ampilus in order to platform over an area of sink sand. Okay, he does blow that up. Let's just Skyward Strike you. It'll be fine. That's 1 hit. And you're just going to bump into the wall and stun yourself. 2 hits. 3 hits. Really? Yeah, that should have hit. Come on. Do a horizontal one. There we go. Nope. 4 hits. Man, so much for you have options. Just die! 6. That didn't count for some reason. 6. 6 hits! I am so sorry I ever recommended the Skyward Strike for dealing with those guys. Good God. Now, to see if I have enough stamina to make this. Look at how fast it goes down. Like, it's such a guzzler of. No! No! It's also weird how the quicksand has such a gruesome death involved with it, though, yet the lava doesn't. The lava, you just burn your butt all cartoon-like, and it's fine. Let's stun you. That didn't count for some. You know what? While you're stunned, I'm gonna go over here. I can't make that, can I? Nope. 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 This is what I mean. It always looks like you can make it, but your stamina drains so instantly in quicksand that you just can't. Come on. Stun you. I hate you. Come. What is it with it not? Oh, maybe this is why I find these enemies so tough, where it just doesn't like register hits quite right. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna just use a bomb, I think, to deal with these guys. I know that bombs kill them in one hit, a heck of a lot better than the Skyward Strike, totally. That didn't. What is it with the hit detection on these guys? This should not be as frustrating as it is. I'm just saying, it's not really supposed to be that bad. Thank you for dying, good sir. That is the best news I have had all day. The news of your untimely demise. Yay. I am standing on the helix that you did not deserve to represent. Thank you. Go up here, replenish our stamina, and something tells me I gotta wait for this guy to respawn if I want any chance in hell of going over there. But I might as well try, as I will just respawn on this platform anyway. Should I oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. He's gonna, no, I can't make that. Not even close. I don't like Ampilus very much. I kept trying to use my bombs, but they are timed just so perfectly so that by the time the bomb explodes, they're already back in their shell, and if they run the bomb over with their shell, it detonates it on contact without hurting them. You are an annoying enemy. I suddenly remember why I don't like fighting you so much, why I find you so awkward, even though I know how to deal with you. Give me my goddess cube and never talk to me again, please. The sad thing is I'm willing to bet that by the time I turn around and after I get these digging spots that I just have to do because for all I know, they could have important stuff in them that I would regret not getting. It's gonna totally be back. Yeah, it's already respawned. Look at that. They respawn so quickly when you have to use their shells to get around here. There's not enough distance for me to get back here. I have to platform over them. And it's just such a tedious task to do. The fact that the bombs don't explode on contact, it's such a minor detail that you wouldn't think would really mean a whole lot, but it does. The best thing I can see to do with our current equipment is to go a little bit away so that they're not noticing you and ramming up against the edge over and over again. Kill them roughly in the middle with your beetle, if at all possible, and then use them as a platform. It's not a good way to deal with them. It still takes a while and is very roundabout. Plus, they do respawn in only a few seconds after being defeated, which is annoying. But at least it's something, and at least I got through it in one try instead of 12 that time. Okay, got a bird statue up ahead. Thank you for being here. I am so glad that we can just go back to this point whenever we want, and that we never have to go through that hell valley ever again. Sounds like a Back to the Future reference, but that wasn't what I intended when I said it. If we go back around the perimeter of this valley of traumatic experiences, be smarter than me. Just drop down from this ledge and get the goddess cube that way. Ugh. We'll see that there is a minecart over here. Also, another Lanayru ant. Cool, okay. Maybe things aren't all bad in life. Should we push this minecart down, it'll make it so that even if we do, for whatever reason, feel like we need to walk back through here again, we don't have to! Ampilus, hear me loud! I am above dealing with you. Literally. So what's our reward for doing all that? Well, if you looked over slightly to the right when I talked to that bird statue, you would know already that, yep, we are having to do this again. Thankfully, they give you a bomb right at the very beginning for you to use your hook beetle with, so it's not as bad as it was before, but it is still kind of the same trick being used twice, and I didn't necessarily think that it was enjoyable the first time. Also, the quicksand now has a current to it that will carry these guys off. Stand on them, renew your stamina, and then run onward before it floats too far away or before the enemy despawns. I gotta get so creative with how we're doing this right here. I remember not liking Ampilus. I fought them, and I do remember having trouble with the shield bash timing though, but wow, they're so much worse than I remember. I'm sorry, okay? That's my first really big complaint that I have right here. That's gonna be my big one. That is one that I just, oh God, no, I'm gonna run out, I'm gonna run out. No, I didn't, oh gosh. Cool. All of this for a dragonfly. Good thing I got that. Ugh. Bing, dong, bidoo. Finally. Okay, that thing has already gone off that far away. That is how fast they move in this quicksand. You do have to be pretty quick with things if you want to be able to deal with them. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I didn't have to kill them twice before they finally stayed dead, or at least as far as I'm concerned, they're staying dead. I also would definitely not recommend using your hook beetle to kill that guy over here, just because this thing's gonna despawn out from under your feet right as soon as you take control of that beetle, because of course it is. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Let me check my map really quick. Let me just see exactly where I am. That's the entrance to another area. So is this. In the name of getting collectibles, I say we go over this way first. You there, good sir! I never realized how much I love spumes! You guys, all I do is roll a bomb towards you, and you die. It is such a wonderful luxury of life that I took for granted for so long, and now I realize just how appreciative I am of those of you who die to explosives in one hit. Thank you so much for existing, Ampilus. Not Ampilus, no. I do not appreciate your existence, though, but spumes, no. I appreciate Spume's existence more than I ever knew once I dealt with these guys again. Let's hit you. Go back over this way. You can do a little bit sharper turning with it going slower. Barely killed you. You were about to go into your shell. I saw you thinking about it. I think maybe I actually did kill him at the wrong time. Yeah, he's floating down. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get on him in time. Well, I'm feeling stupidly daring, maybe. No, that's going to be too great of a distance. I can't do that. Back to square one. Waiting, 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 waiting. Stop taking so long to respawn. I guess it's not respawning so much as recharging. Now I can see what's in these digging spots. A fairy. Ooh. I don't have any use for you. I guess I'll just let it go free, but that's a good tip if you ever want it. Gosh, I feel so sad and empty that my efforts were in vain and that I was so angry about the Ampilus, and then in the end I got something that I had zero use for. It's like, I guess I could waste one of my revitalizing potions though, but Today sucks. I'm sorry, I know that there's probably some people out there that don't find Ampilus particularly annoying and think that I'm overreacting though, but it should be a testament to just how much I can't stand fighting these guys over quicksand, or excuse me, sink sand, when I was so enthusiastic about the Lanayru Desert, was enjoying it so much, and then all that just got sucked out, and it took me like, what, 10 minutes to get over these 2 bits of quicksand? I'm sorry. I think you could understand why I would feel that way, given the circumstances. But I think we're all done with that for now, and we can just go up here, and there should be, yes, there is another minecart that we can push to make it so that we never have to go to this horrible place ever again. You know what? I'm feeling so good about that Spume, I'm just gonna let you live. Yeah, you can just sit there spitting electricity balls not at me for the rest of your days. Because we never have to go through that again unless we want to reach that ferry, which honestly, I would rather do the entire Skyview Temple again, and could probably do it in less time with our current equipment if I really needed ferries. And that's not even remotely the most convenient ferry spot that we have seen up to this point. So no, I have no reason to ever see you again. The worst is over. Goodbye. Go screw yourself in a ditch. And not the ditch that you live in. I'm sure that would be common everyday life for you. Thank you. With all that done, however, we've made it through the heart of Lanayru Desert, and we've arrived at the Temple of Time. where the altar that we've been journeying towards is located. The worst of it's over. The only bad part of Lanayru Desert is done. I never have to do it again. I can just play and be happy. So next time on The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, we will head off toward that altar. See you guys then. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go have some therapy with a tub of ice cream.